Guys, it is Sam here, and today I have an awesome video for you. If you are starting your own brand or building something online, I'm going to show you exactly what I do and how I think about building my awareness online. And I'm going to do that by looking at exactly what I'm doing on Twitter and exactly what I'm doing on Facebook to market myself online. And then I'm going to take a look at some numbers to see which one's working better and how my efforts are translating into results. Because if you're trying to achieve something and if you don't have some type of way of tracking that, good luck. But anyways, if this is your first time here, what's good? My name is Sam, and for those of you who are returning, it's good to freaking see you. Okay, so what do I do to market? So these are for the YouTube videos I'm referencing. Where on Twitter, what I will do is actually go over to search, and I'll search, say, for the hashtag Yang Gang. And then, right, so the video I just published was about Andrew Yang. So where do you think I could find the highest likelihood of people who might be interested in a video about Andrew Yang? Well, people who are interested in Andrew Yang, right? But also people who are interested in Andrew Yang and talking about him within the last hour, potentially, right? Because they literally fresh on their mind. So I go over to Twitter, I search Yang Gang, and I come over here and I'm like, bam, Tim, I like your shit. Hey, Ed, I like your shit. Hammer, boom, and I just go through, and I'll like probably 50 to 50, say maybe 100 to 1 for the number of comments, because I do comment, but I might do like 100 likes before I do a comment. In terms of that frequency, 100 to 1, like for every one comment there might be 100 likes. And I'll jump around to other hashtags. So what that does is two things. First of all, it gets me, right? I'm just basically tapping somebody on the shoulder, be like, hey bro, hey bro, hey bro, and just going through like that. And there's going to be like 98% of those people who are just not going to pay attention, right? But then there's going to be 2% who do. And those 2% might come back to my profile and follow me there. They might check out my Facebook page. They might go over to TikTok, which has been blowing up for me. We're not going to get into those numbers today, but or go over to YouTube and then follow me on any one of those other areas. So it is a very effective way of like building the overall brand. And I will understand more of how somebody's like the hashtags around somebody's name are used, because then you get a idea of the sentiment that's happening, because I'm looking at all these hashtags all the time. Even though I'm skimming a lot of them, I do stop and I capture some of the, like if somebody's saying something or I see something reoccurring 14,000 fucking times, like over the course of a week, then you're like, I see this happening here and I don't see it over there, which actually I should make a whole video on that one because that's some interesting stuff. So this is the Twitter analytics. So we can see here on Twitter. So we're going to take a couple different measures to understand which one's more effective, Twitter versus Facebook, because we want to know like maybe what's the percentage conversion from the platform, right? But maybe also we want to judge the quality of them and just the sheer frequency of that coming to YouTube. So we're going to look at it from a few different angles here. But here we have the total impressions. This is what we'll focus on, is over 114,000 impressions of the tweets that I posted. So when I've clicked that, people have come, checked out my shit. I have a lot more. I've got 220 mentions, which means that somebody put like at Sam blah 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 on Twitter. If you guys want to jump over to the link in the description and say what's good, and that number will go up. And 4,000 people have checked out my profile. So some percentage of that 4,000 people who have clicked over to my YouTube, who have clicked over to my Instagram, right? So this strategy is working, and the more of these little pieces you can put together and all push to grow a little bit, the whole thing grows much faster, even though each individual part might not be growing that quickly. And it's very interesting because then you can also have some that really, really explode, like TikTok have been. But anyway, so remember 114,000. Let's go over to Facebook to understand what I do over here. So I'm going to be actually creating a different strategy for Facebook Watch, which is similar to YouTube, and it's still in its infancy as well. and be posting to Facebook natively. So the strategy associated with marketing for YouTube may actually change to marketing for Facebook watch page in the future. That transition might be happening relatively soon. But currently what I'll do is I'll post and I'll write a nice thoughtful like couple paragraphs about what I had. So let me show you one here. This is the one I just did recently. Where is it? Here we go. And let's see if you can actually see what I wrote. No, not this one. Here we go. This here. So this is the post, right? I wrote Andrew Yang needs to be on TikTok. Top 3 reasons, and then I gave the 3 reasons in more detail. So I'm not just like spamming it. Like I'm really trying to provide value of like what's in there, and then just tell the information so you don't have to click on the link. Like I'm not trying to be like douchey where it's like a preview for a movie but you don't actually get the gist of it, right? Or like trying to leave a cliffhanger. I want to give all the information. Because I don't think anybody else is doing that. And I think it's very, 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 very valuable. So then I'll take that and I'll share it into different groups. Again, who's going to have a higher probability of being interested in the content that I'm talking about? Probably groups around Andrew Yang, potentially groups around politics, and depending on what I'm talking about, if I'm talking about analytics and it's related to politics, maybe Bernie Sanders or other groups. So depending on the video topic is obviously the audience is going to shift accordingly. So you have to know where to find the audience you're looking for based upon the topic that you talk about in the video to be able to put it in the best places to be able to actually succeed for you. And the analytics for Facebook, they don't have anything on here called impressions. What they have over, is that what it is down here actually? No, this is the reach. Okay, so this is the total. This to me is like impressions. Impressions would basically be if you have your Facebook up or your Twitter and a tweet of mine goes by your feed, then that would count as an impression. And you, the reach might be the total number of people here on Facebook, where it doesn't necessarily mean what if, say, half of those people saw my shit twice, right? I don't know if it factors in that or not, but we're going to try to use those as a metric to see about the traffic that's getting sent to YouTube, right? So for that part, we're going to go to my YouTube analytics, and what I have pulled up here is the external traffic sources. These are the top external 2 traffic sources for me on my YouTube on this YouTube channel. I do have another YouTube channel if you want to check out the links in the description, or if you want to help out, there's a PayPal link down there. But I did quit my job, so I'm figuring out how to do all this stuff. And let me draw your attention down here. We see that Facebook and Twitter both drew in about 240, 250 views. So that means people that through what I'm doing on these other platforms, about 250 have come over and checked out the stuff over the last 28 days. Good, right? That's awesome. Every little bit helps. Every little bit. But what I want to take a look at is Facebook's a little bit ahead, right? But if you look at this chart of the actual amount of watch time, or I think these are views actually. Yeah, I think these are views. These are the total number of views over the last 28 days. You see they've just gone back and forth, right? Here in the first part of the month, it was Facebook, right? And then in the last part of the month, it's been more Twitter. But they're very, very close in terms of the total number of views. However, what about the quality of that, right? So before we talk about the quality, let's understand that we had 114,000 people have seen my shit on Twitter. We've had 239 views from that. That's pretty staggering for a lot of people, even if you're good at sales. So there's definitely an opportunity to get better, but it doesn't work the same that it works in real life on the internet. You just don't get the same conversions. At least I haven't been able to do that yet. But I'm going to continue working at it as time goes on and figure out other ways to get other people to actually amplify my message for me. But that'll be interesting as I figure that out, how to get that. And then we're going to talk about some influencer stuff that I'm doing in the future as well. But what we want to now take a look at is the Facebook side. So we had 114 on Twitter, 1,000 view my shit, and about 250 convert. Now over on Facebook, and we don't know if it's total number of impressions. Impressions maybe is 50,000. I don't know, but it says the total number, the total reach is 26,000 and change. So if we had 250 convert for both platforms, and one platform I had a lot more people saw it, but they not as many click through, the conversion on Facebook is way better. Now, another way to look at it would be like, how much work are you putting in on each platform, right? Like my time, how much time am I putting in on Twitter to market it versus how much time am I putting into Facebook to market it? And it's probably like 3 to 1, meaning I'm putting 3 times more effort into Twitter than I am on Facebook. So going through and seeing some of these things help me recognize where I can help better spend my time in figuring out how to improve that, right? If my reach, if that's 4 or 5 times more effective, right? 4.5 times more effective or something like that, then I'm personally spending probably 4 to 1 for my time as well, actually. Meaning 1 unit of time over here on Facebook translates to about 4 units of time on Twitter that I'm spending marketing. So what if happens when I shift that? I don't know. We'll see. Make sure you press that subscribe button to find out what happens. That one I actually don't have the answer for yet, but I'm willing to try this out and spend that extra time on Facebook, because if that's converting that much better than Twitter, damn, I should have done this video a long time, and I'd love to hear what your thoughts are down below in the comment section. Use the hashtag STOLE so it's easy for me to find in there, and I can get back to you. Appreciate you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.